Ash from Super Videos back for another video. This is going to be my episode predictions for 7-Eleven, Hostiles, and Calamities. So, as always, I'm going to read the synopsis first, and then I'm going to give my predictions on what I think we're going to see. So, the synopsis is actually pretty short. It reads, an outsider experiences the sanctuary. So, obviously, referring to Eugene experiencing the sanctuary since he's been captured and taken to the sanctuary. So there's really nothing we can say about the synopsis. So moving over to the actual predictions based on the images, the promos, the teasers we've got, it's safe to assume that the episode is going to start from the aftermath of what happened when Daryl escaped. So it's basically going to be the aftermath of three things. One, Negan and the Saviors bringing Eugene back to the sanctuary. We're going to get to see when Eugene gets to the sanctuary. It's also the aftermath of when Daryl murdered Fat Joey, so we're going to see the Saviors find out that Fat Joey has been murdered. And third, it's going to be the aftermath of the Saviors, Dwight, and Negan finding out Daryl has escaped the sanctuary. So I'm going to be breaking this down into three sections. The first section I'm going to talk about Eugene. The second section I'm going to talk about Daryl's escape. And the third section I'm going to talk about other stuff that are going to happen at the sanctuary. So the first thing for Eugene. So we know that Eugene is going to be brought back to the sanctuary. We saw part of that in the sneak peek. So we see him come to the sanctuary. So it's going to be very difficult for him to adjust to this new system. And like the synopsis reads, experience the sanctuary. So that's going to be very interesting to see. But I think Eugene is going to have a very different experience than Daryl did. Because for Daryl, he was being pushed to his limits. But for Eugene, it seems like Negan is using him because he's intelligent, because of the benefits he's going to bring the group, because he knows things. So because of that, I don't think we're going to see a lot of Eugene being beat down or being pushed. I think a lot of this episode is going to be Negan playing around with Eugene, trying to intimidate him, and also trying to make him do what he says, but not lock him in a cell. Because as we saw, he actually has his own room. So Eugene has his own room, and he's actually living pretty nicely at the sanctuary from the looks of it. So it's going to be a very different experience than what Daryl went through. But we're going to see him, and it's going to be interesting to see how he is coping with the events that have happened. Of course, he just saw two people die, Spencer and Olivia, and then he was taken. So it's going to be interesting to see his mindset and what he's going to do. So that's one aspect. The other aspect, or the other section that I'm going to talk about, is basically Negan finding out that Daryl escaped. So first off, we're going to get to see Dwight find out first. So Dwight is going to find out, and it seems like he's not going to take it well, and he's going to be very pissed off. Also, it's safe to assume that this episode is going to be revealed who actually helped Daryl escape. Now, I don't think it's Dwight anymore because of his reaction to Daryl's escape, but we're still going to have to wait and see. But I think we're going to get to see Dwight be very pissed off because of what just happened, and then that's going to link to Negan finding out. So Negan is going to find out what happened. He's going to find out that Fat Joey was murdered, first of all, and then from there, he's going to realize that Daryl escaped. So he's going to make his way to the cell, and from there, he's probably going to come into contact with Dwight again, and they're going to talk about Daryl. And I'm pretty sure that Negan is not going to take it well. He might even blame Dwight initially, and he's probably going to be really pissed off at Dwight, to be honest. So that's going to be very interesting to see. But I think the other part of what's happening here is Negan is going to question how loyal Dwight really is, and he's going to try to see how loyal he is. He's going to ask him, after everything that's happened, who are you? So we saw part of that in the promo. So that's going to be coming up as well. We're going to see Dwight try to show Negan or tell Negan how loyal he really is to him. So it's going to be very interesting. And something is going to happen that's going to lead to Dwight going out. Dwight is going to go someplace and he's going to do something. And I think that's going to link to the whole conversation about how loyal he is to Negan. And I think in this episode, we're going to slowly see Dwight move away from his loyalty and try to see things from a different perspective. So that's going to be cool to see as well. But also, I think what's going to be very interesting to see is Negan's reaction to finding Fat Joey, and maybe his burial or something along those lines. Because, of course, in episode 9, we did hear on the radio that Negan was talking about Fat Joey's death. So we know that there's some sort of thing that's happening after Negan finds out that Fat Joey died. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that from Negan's perspective. So it's going to be very cool to see. Now the last section, which is going to be other stuff that are going to happen at the sanctuary, is the whole ironing scene. Because it seems like this episode, someone else is getting the iron to the face. But it's not Dwight, because Dwight is actually the one taking the iron out. So he's the one that's preparing the iron. He's not going to be ironed himself. So who's going to get the iron treatment? Is it going to be the doctor? Because from what we saw in the promo of this second half of season 7, it seems like something is happening with the doctor. Negan is in front of him and he's just giving him that grin that he gives people when he's about to do something to them. So it's going to be very interesting to see who actually gets the iron to the face and what happens there. But that's basically it for my prediction about what I think is going to happen. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll be back for another video.